And following the recent horrific earthquakes in Syria and Turkey, both teams and officials will observe a moment's silence. Well, it's been a big week for Brisbane Roar shot stopper Hensley Handcuff, as she's been named in the US Women's National Team under-23 camp, where the squad will face France for 2 friendly matches. A huge opportunity for the informed goalkeeper. On the other side of things today, it's understood to be Alex Chidiak's last game with Melbourne Victory before she returns to the NWSL for her club football with Racing Louisville, and no doubt a noticeable absence will be felt in a side where Chidiak has been immense. Part of everything for this Melbourne Victory side. And whether or not it is her last, it is understood to be so for Victory this afternoon. So I'm sure the group will want to send Alex Chidiak off in style. And as players come together for their last huddles, words of advice. And there is Gareth McPherson. And with just 1 win in the last 5 matches, he is no doubt looking for a solid performance in front of a home crowd at Perry Park, and coming off that good result against Adelaide last weekend, looking to carry that momentum. And Jeff Hopkins, who will no doubt be mindful of the history books on this fixture. Across 15 years and 25 matches between these two teams, it's Brisbane Roar who have the edge between these two sides. The Roar winning Victory winning just 6 of those fixtures, and a statistic no doubt that Jeff Hopkins will want to turn the tide on. And referee this afternoon, Rachel Mitchinson, gets things underway here at Perry Park. And it is Brisbane Roar running from the right to the left of your screens, looking to turn things around early and put a bit of pressure on Melbourne Victory. Melbourne Victory, who are sitting 4th on the table, will want to consolidate that final position in the top 4. It's a long looping clearance from Jessie Rashart, the goal scorer last weekend against Brisbane's 1-0 win over Adelaide United. A really important 3 points for Brisbane, and what was Jessie Rashart's first goal of her Liberty A-League career. It is the first time these two sides have met this season, but it is that storied history that has Brisbane Roar dominant in this fixture. Melbourne Victory didn't beat Brisbane until the 2014 Grand Final, so it took some time to find that form. And Brisbane Roar, historically an extremely dominant club in the Liberty A-League. Matt Tatham on the ball, looks to get things back in with a long throw for Melbourne Victory. Katrina Gorry, who's named as part of the Matildas squad in the Cup of Nations this week, just gets tugged back on that challenge, and what will no doubt be an entertaining matchup between those two on screen there, Alex Chidiak and Katrina Gorry. Enemies today, but teammates in a week's time. Gorry just assessing her options. Look to launch this one long into the box. She does sail it in, finding a Brisbane shirt. Can't quite redirect that one goalward, and Casey Dumont will settle things for victory. What has been another impressive season for Dumont in between the sticks for Melbourne Victory. Cass Zimmerman returning to the side after that fibular fracture, and in really good form as well. Early involvement. Elise Kellen-Knight looking to chase that one down. Gorry, solid challenge in the middle of the park, and it's Jackson who looks to get involved, but Brisbane will look to play out. Nice pass in from Kramer. Good space from Brisbane Raw, nice and early, switching the field, and that ball has just crept out over the sideline. But Brisbane looked promising when they did open things up. It'll be Tatham again with what was impressively a long throw. Tries to gain a bit of ground there for victory, but referee Rachel Mitchinson just holds that. Chidiak just finds Tatham to her feet, connects well with Beattie Goad, who has been immense for victory this season. Just the one goal, but 4 assists for Goad. Involved in everything for this victory side, and Jess Nash drives into the middle of the park. Good touch by Connors. Trying to find that speed and that space. Running into nothing but green grass. She's got Crummer in the middle of the park. Looks up, tries to find a raw shirt. Not too many numbers in the 6-yard box for Brisbane, but it was an enterprising run from Connors, nice and early. Melbourne Victory will look to counter. Go looking for Eliadis, who has been deployed a little further up the field today after what was an impressive appearance last week. She did come off the bench and score that late goal for Melbourne Victory that well and truly did the job. Good strength shown here by Crummer. Drops it back to Rashard. And returns to Crummer once more. Gorry can't quite find that returning ball back again to Crummer, but it's a lively opening start for the Matildas too, in Larissa Crummer and Katrina Gorry. And once again, it's Nat Tatham with a bit of work to do down this defensive side for Melbourne Victory. Brisbane happy to go all the way back. Connect between their centre halves, Jamila Rankin, Kaiser Lind, who's been a real mainstay part of this Brisbane Raw side. Kaiser Lind has not missed a minute for the Raw this season. Strength on the ball shown there by Zimmerman. Great centre of gravity. Connors has picked that up really nicely. Nice reverse ball to Gorry, the edge of the 18-yard box. Katrina Gorry looks to line one up. Casey Dumont called into action early in this game. And it was a good save too, a strong palm from Casey Dumont. Good combination between Connors and Gorry. Lovely little 1-2, and Gorry's unleashed forcing a good save out of the shot stopper, and Casey Dumont up to the task yet again for Melbourne victory. Referee just having a bit of a chat with captain Aisha Norrie. Such an important part of that Brisbane Roar midfield. Just 25 years old is Aisha Norrie, but a real leader on the park for the Roar. And Holly Palmer too. Younger player, but has been particularly impressive for Brisbane this year. Really good technical player. But it will be Brisbane who concede territory with that long ball over the top and offer Melbourne victory another chance to build up again from the back. Dumont does well to find Tatham there and hooks it around the corner to Beattie Goad. Little tug of the shirt, perhaps from Gorry on to Goad. You can hear what is no doubt the voice and the sound of the Roar Corps out at Perry Park this afternoon. Fantastic active supporter groups supporting their sides. Such an important part of the Liberty A-League are those active support groups, and great to hear them out there in full force today. The refuge of the Shade family and friends watching and cheering on this afternoon. Goad looks to dance away and cross a ball in to the 6-yard box. Looking for Zimmerman, but can't find her. Kramer's done really well there. Good physicality shown on the challenge. She's tried to knock that one past Jess Nash, who does equally well to get her body in front of Kramer. Jess Nash, who has been immense for Melbourne victory this year. Norrie looks to connect with Gorry. Lovely switching ball, providing a bit of space for Brisbane Roar to run into, and Crummer's looking to check there, and Dumont has had to come off her line quite well. Good long throw by Rashard to connect with Katrina Gorry. And the Brisbane Roar will look to find a pathway to goal. Once more, intercepted by Morrison. Gorry can't quite connect that one with Rashard on that occasion, though. Just the back heel sees it over the line. And again, it will be Nat Tatham who looks to get things underway for Melbourne victory. Tatham, who herself had an excellent return to form after a broken wrist earlier in the season. And that she had to spend a few weeks on the sideline recovering from that one, but seems to have established herself back in this starting side for Jeff Hopkins, and has become a real mainstay of that defensive line. Crummer looks to drive forward. It's a good ball through. It's a nice early shot from Crummer back across the 6-yard box. Connors will chase it down. Look to re-deliver back at the top of the box, and Gorry swivels and turns. Aisha Norrie and Crummer once more involved in everything at the moment. Brisbane Roar really threatening here on Melbourne. Casey Dumont has had to come out and collect. It was a good ball through for Crummer, a really well-timed run. Brisbane Roar are beginning to threaten in that final third. Loose ball in the middle of the park, and Brisbane will drive toward their goal. Good strength shown by Tatham. A few yells and appeals for a foul there, but good for physicality. Jessie Rashart with the throw once more. Of course, former Canberra United player is Jessie Rashart, the 35-year-old. Becoming an increasingly important part of this Brisbane Roar side. Got good speed and good aerial threat, as we saw last weekend. Morrison had to intervene on that one, as she does once more. Relieves pressure for Melbourne Victory. Neat turn by Gorry, but there's not too much in the way of options going forward for Brisbane at the moment. So they concede territory back in their own defensive half. All the way back to their American shot stopper in Hensley Handcuff. And the Roar will look to build. Yet again, a good ball over the top from Rashart. Into space for Crummer. She's got Connors in the box and a little glance up to see if she can take on Claudia Bunge, but it's well defended by the New Zealand international. That long ball over the top is looking dangerous for Brisbane at the moment, though. Indeed, there is the Roar call. The faces behind the drums and the noise, and a fantastic part of the atmosphere out at Perry Park. Amy Jackson here on the ball. She had her pocket picked, however, by Katrina Gorry, and fairly transitional at the moment. Kramer will track that one down with Zimmerman not too far off her for company. Handcuff just laboured on the point with that clearance. And Chidiak has not seen much of the ball in this opening 14 minutes. We'll look to get more and more involved to settle things for Melbourne. We know she is such an important part of this Victory side going forward, and as mentioned, what is understood to be perhaps her last appearance for Melbourne before returning to the NWSL. Good defensive work there. Handcuff looks to send all numbers up and sends a long driven ball nearing halfway, but not too convincing just yet, as Melbourne Victory look to apply a bit of pressure. And yet again, it is Talitha Kramer who will drive out of the defensive half. Norrie finds Lind. Happy to concede a little bit of territory, but it's a good returning ball in the middle of the park to Katrina Gorry, who will drive at pace and get a strike away. Katrina Gorry so dangerous at the top of the 18-yard box, and it will be a drinks break, the first of the afternoon. This was a great driving run, a little drop of the right shoulder, and hasn't quite hit that as cleanly as no doubt she would like, but the switch from Lind was excellent, finding Gorry in space. And you don't want to give Katrina Gorry too many of those chances at the top of the 18-yard box. And in what is a warm afternoon at Perry Park, both players take a moment to have a drinks break. See the water coolers there. Katrina Gorry called up to the Matildas squad for the Cup of Nations beginning this week. Such an important part of this Brisbane Roar and the Matildas setup, to be fair. Brisbane probably with the edge of this opening 15 or so minutes. So we have a couple of look at the chances that we have seen early on. Shay Connors did look lively to begin, and some good connecting passes between her and Gorry. Gorry, as I mentioned, you don't want to give her too many of those shots to get chances away, because knowing her quality around this part of the field, she will capitalise, and if not for the strong palms of Casey Dumont, Brisbane may have got that one underway. But on a couple of occasions, Brisbane have looked really dangerous down there, attacking right-hand side, connecting well with Larissa Crummer, who is enjoying running into a little bit of space. Certainly Melbourne Victory have had more of the defending to do in this opening passage. I'm sure the drinks break will come at perhaps a fortuitous time to Melbourne Victory, under a bit of pressure, just to stop, reset, look to build themselves back into this first half. Bit cheeky there from Holly Palmer. And here is this Matilda's midfield battle that we knew would be coming. Alex Chidiak just looking to get away from Katrina Gorry, but Gorry said not today. That will shape up to be a really good tussle between the two. And Zimmerman driving into the 6-yard box, and Melbourne Victory with their first real look in that final third. Amy Jackson connecting Beattie Goad. And referee Rachel Mitchinson has pointed to the penalty spot. It was Beattie Goad who was fouled just inside the edge of the 18-yard box. Amy Jackson finding the pass. And the challenge coming in from Lind or Gorry sees Goad go to ground. And referee today has determined that one will be a penalty, and who else but Alex Chidiak to step up confidently for Melbourne Victory. Handcuff stands ready. Oh, Alex Chidiak, magnificent. Really professionally hit penalty there in her 6th goal for the campaign. Chidiak leaves her Melbourne Victory teammates a parting gift before returning to the NWSL. And perhaps a little against the run of play, Melbourne Victory have taken the lead here at Perry Park. Time and time again, we see Alex Chidiak step up for those moments, and on her left foot, she's picked a corner and she's slotted that home really neatly. Sent Hensley handcuffed the wrong way. A well-taken penalty by Chidiak. And after what had been a very promising opening passage for Brisbane Roar, I've now got a little bit of work to do. And work will be done between Katrina Gorry and Shay Connors. Looks to swivel and tries to find one into the back of the net. Shay Connors, what a goal! Turned on a dime. And that is a delightful finish for Connors. And what a response from this Brisbane Roar side. Here's this little swivel from Shay Connors as she's falling. She's hit that so well. Got beautiful texture and shape around the ball and wrapped her foot around it just enough to find the side netting, and that is some finish from Connors. What a delightful hit. Well, we have a game here this afternoon. A very quick response there from Brisbane Roar. And it's back drawn level here thanks to what was quite a delightful finish from Shay Connors in her second goal of the season. She has looked lively this afternoon, has Connors. Melbourne Victory will be disappointed to concede so soon after taking themselves ahead through the Alex Chidiak penalty. And it will be first corner for Melbourne Victory this afternoon, and having scored 6 goals from corners this year, Melbourne Victory are very formidable from a set piece. Beatty Goad looks to whip it in to the near post. Clears only as far as Goad again. Winds up a second time. Bit of a longer ball out. It's a strong challenge at the top of the 18-yard box. A coming together of heads. So both players did have eyes on the ball, and looks to be Claudia Bunge and Shay Connors as there was that re-entry from Goad. Both players just looking to try and get their head to that clearance, and those ones can really hurt. Of course, both sides will need to follow any necessary concussion protocols. As you can see, each set of medical staff and players just been checked. Just the coming together, and it is India Page Riley, rather, who had eyes for that one, as did Claudia Bunge. No malice from either player, just a coming together of bodies and heads, and both undergoing necessary concussion checks. This will give either side just an opportunity to regroup, have a quick conversation. And after things square again, after the Alex Chidiak penalty and marvellous response from Shay Connors. Sees everything square here at Perry Park. Riley, having returned to the Liberty A-League from Fortuna Horing, made an incredible impact on her first game for the Roar. Hasn't been quite as influential since, but still a hard-working, important prong in this Brisbane Roar side. It was a foul that actually went against Claudia Bunge on that occasion, as Hensley Handcuff looks to get things underway again for Brisbane. Rankin. Long ball from Lind. Doesn't quite meet the desired target, but Crummer is there to clean up. Solid challenge, and it will be the first yellow card for the afternoon. A couple of questions asking as to exactly what for, and looked like a solid tackle and a solid coming together of bodies there. There just been the lunging leg from Katrina Gorry. I don't think there was too much in it, but nonetheless, she's picked up the first yellow card for the afternoon, and there is confirmation of that card. Goad. Looks to thread it through to Tatham, but the speed of Rashart, good body positioning, is enough to see that one out for a Brisbane goal kick. So in the international window, Handcuff will head over to join her US women's national team under 23 side for an upcoming camp they have, and perhaps due to the quality performances she's had for Brisbane Roar this season so far, that she's got what is a wonderful opportunity with the US women's national team. Tatham. Looks long for Goad. Rashart for company. It's a good swivel and turn from Goad, and a looping ball into the box. A little bit too much on it for Zimmerman, and Kramer will look to clear this. Pressure for Brisbane. Norrie. Nice pass out to Holly Palmer. Again, Tatham is put to work, and it's a bit of a tussle between Beattie Goad. Foul count there. 8 for Brisbane, and just the 4 for Melbourne victory. Have been some physical challenges. Nash looks up to connect down the line. It's comfortably handled there by Jamila Rankin. It's a bit of tricky ball there to deal with for Norrie from Handcuff, and an arm of apology from the goalkeeper, but Zimmerman's done well. Heads back in frustration from Melbourne victory. Rankin, good composure, and the clearance on the left boot of Handcuff was unconvincing. She was asking a lot of Ish Norrie in that situation. When you've got Alex Chidiak bearing down on you there, that's a tricky one to deal with. Gorry just looking for an option. Connects with Kramer. Kramer back to Gorry. A switch pass from Norrie doesn't quite reach the desired outcome. Victory will look to regain possession, but that pass has gone awry from Amy Jackson, and Jessie Rashart will look to load up in Brisbane's attacking half here. Long throw from Rashart. Finds Palmer at the top of the 18, and Eliadis is asked to do a little bit of work. Chidiak looking to break lines through, connecting with Goad. Some chippy passes and touches in tight spaces. Goad asking the question about a couple of those challenges there, as is Alex Chidiak. And this will give Melbourne victory a chance to build up again. Kellen Knight finds Goad, but it's well defended by Brisbane. Yet again, there is that successful long throw from Rashart, who time and time again does connect with Gorry or Norrie in the middle of the park. And Kramer Looks to chase that one down the line. Can't quite keep it, just from drifting over the sideline. But after what was a fairly dominant opening stanza from the Brisbane Roar, as this half wears on, the game has just had a bit of energy drop as we enter into the 33rd minute of this half, and it will be another drinks break. So the second of the half for the afternoon, and an opportunity for both sides to reset, to get some water, to try and cool that core body temperature. This was the Alex Chidiak penalty, really coolly slotted on her left foot, has sent Hensley handcuffed the wrong way, and perhaps a little against the run of play, you'd have to say, for Melbourne Victory, but nonetheless a really well professionally taken penalty. But this one turns on a dime, does Chidiak Connors, and what a finish that is. Nothing Casey Dumont can do about that one. That is all side netting there, and top stanchion, thank you very much. That's one that no doubt Connors will want to watch again and again on replay. Beautiful shape on that strike. And interestingly, both teams here this afternoon, both Brisbane and Melbourne Victory, most likely to concede in this next 15 minutes of a game. Across each of their seasons, they're most susceptible in this final passage as we lead into half-time. And after 30 minutes of play, possession is 50-50, which is fairly indicative to the performance we've seen this afternoon. A fairly transitional game. And just two passes separating the two teams. Just over 100 apiece, but a pretty even affair so far, as Melbourne Victory will be awarded their second corner, or third of the afternoon. And there's a couple of cries that it should have indeed been a goal kick. As you can see, the little glancing touch there from Tiff Eliadis did get the last touch, so perhaps a favourable one here for Melbourne Victory. And it will be Eliadis to deliver. High ball lofted in. Morrison, the target there. Linda's a little hesitant on that clearance, and Victory is still looking to make something of it. It's taken a deflection, and it was Morrison, unsurprisingly so, in fine goal-scoring fashion this season with 4 goals. It was that one hat-trick that Morrison saw earlier in the season. She's almost gotten her boot through this one. A little deflection falls kindly into Handcuff's arms. Good aggression there from Riley. She's pinched the pocket of Tatham, and lovely driving run. That's a great challenge from Morrison, but Connors will collect. Norrie to line one up. Straight to Casey Dumont. Well, we know Aisha Norrie, she can hit them from that kind of distance. Brisbane are doing well just to pick the pocket of Melbourne Victory in that final third and create some chances. But that ball has just made its way over the sideline. Struck that cleanly, did Norrie, but nothing too challenging there for Casey Dumont. Chidiak switches out to Tatham. Chidiak looking to drive. Eliadis has checked off nicely to receive there, and play is still alive. Jess Nash on the ball. A little glance up. Tries to deliver into the box. And Kramer, not for the first time this afternoon, tidies up for Brisbane Roar. It's an asking ball from Katrina Gorry, but Marissa Kramer is on the case. And Shay Connors will look to take this one quickly. On second thoughts, slows things down. It will be Kramer who redelivers, and Kramer tries to find an entry. There's just not too many orange shirts in the box at the moment. Chidiak. Zimmerman can't quite match the pace of that delivery through from Chidiak, and it's a clearance, but only as far as Amy Jackson. Long clearing ball from Tatham, and a little nod on from Eliadis. And Zimmerman, who is no doubt a welcome re-addition back into this Melbourne Victory side after 10 weeks out with a fractured fibula, but back in really good form in what has been a extremely impressive recovery. Kellen Knight has her pocket picked in the middle of the park, and Gorry will look to find Rashart in space. Rashart sizes up Betty Goad, a little touch, but it's well defended by Goad. Well timed on that tackle. And as that ball sails out, Tatham will just look to relieve the pressure for Melbourne Victory. Couple of shouts, an appeal for a free kick, but nothing comes of it, and slightly mishit pass there from Gorry, but Brisbane do well to tidy up, and Shay Connors has come all the way back from an offside position to collect that one. Just asking a couple of questions, but Victory play quickly. That pass from Morrison had Tatham in its sights, but has just sailed over the sideline as we tick into the last 5 minutes of regulation time for this first half. It was Melbourne Victory who opened the scoring with the Alex Chidiak penalty, and a very quick equaliser through. Delightful bit of skill from Shay Connors to see it at one apiece. Just a bit of pressure from Melbourne Victory on that second pass, allowing Brisbane the first, but it's on that second delivery that they're looking to close the space and apply a bit more pressure on Brisbane's defensive line. Norrie does well. Good strength on the ball. It's Riley who looks to return the delivery back into the centre of the park, but he's unable to find feet. There is a Melbourne Victory bench watching on from the shade. Jackson had time to turn, finds Kellen Knight. goad the target, but Rashad is there again in what's been a really good battle between those two this afternoon. And Bunge will go all the way back to shot stopper Casey Dumont, who besides a couple of Katrina Gorry stingers hasn't had too much to do at her end. Goda's done well there. Zimmerman drives in, just gets the ball caught under her feet, but eyes light up for a moment, but not before Brisbane Roar are able to come through and clear, and a long hoping ball. It's cleaned up easily between Morrison and Dumont. Jackson finds Eliadis to Chidiak and returns the favour. Nash, neat play from Victory. Just happy to be patient on the ball here and build into their attacking half. And Brisbane comfortable to sit off and absorb a bit of pressure. It's a long look from Nat Tatham and not too far off in the end. Lindsay Handcuff will take her time on that one. I think she did have the shot covered, but nonetheless, it opened up for Tatham. The strike, quite a clean one. Handcuff looks to go long with that goal kick. There he is again, Jessie Rashad finding Katrina Gorry on that throw. Good combination with Connors. Riley looks up, just glances Dumont off her line. Dumont not looking too concerned about that. There was some late contact just after Gorry had released that ball. Lynn will go all the way back to Handcuff. And Brisbane Roar look to build again through Rankin. There's confirmation of 8 minutes stoppage time. That'll be due to the 2 breaks we've seen across this first half. Long looping ball from Nash, cleared well through Lind, and Zimmerman has a moment to look up. It's an important toe from Palmer. Nash has a look up, sizes up Kramer. Zimmerman's picked up the ball just outside the 18-yard box, and it will be Kellen Knight who winds that one up. Hasn't hit it as cleanly as she'd like. But we know Kellen Knight on the left foot can be threatening. Things did seem to open up there momentarily for Melbourne Victory. But again, it will be Handcuff to get things underway, and Brisbane Roar not looking to play short today, just very happy to take the pressure off that defensive line through a Handcuff long goal kick. Lovely turn in the middle from Palmer, and well switched out to Gorry. Finds Connors in space, but Nash has done well. Easily handled in the end by Melbourne Victory, but it was a really delightful turn in the middle of the park from Holly Palmer. She's having a great season this year with Brisbane Roar. Here's Holly Palmer, just 21 years old, but a great ball winner. Doesn't mind getting stuck in, and has 1 goal and 2 assists for the season, does the youngster. Gorry, close attention of both Chidiak and Zimmerman. And that pass letting Victory down on that occasion. And Brisbane Roar will get a free kick for that challenge from Tatham. It's just dropped the shoulder in there on Indy Riley, right in front of the Brisbane Roar bench. There's a solid shirt front there from Tatham. He's just squared Riley up. And Brisbane will get a chance to reset. Long ball. Finds Crummer again in good space. There's a little look up. It's a looping cross in from Brisbane. Plenty of Victory shirts there to see that one away, but Katrina Gorry is on the ball. Looks to twist and turn. And Kramer, time and space in front. Weighs up her options, and it's closed down well by Zimmerman. Does concede the corner. The defensive pressure was needed, and Zimmerman doing a wealth of work to get herself back in position and close down Kramer, who was in yards of space out there. Brisbane yet to score from a corner this season. Will this be the occasion? It's driven in, it's a good ball. Headed out defensively, a really good clearance from Melbourne Victory. That little glancing header across the face of the goal, an important one. Brisbane will get another opportunity through, no doubt, a long throw from Jessie Rashart. Looping ball in, but Tatham is there. And Rashart can wind up again. Tatham just clears for distance. Lind looking for options. A little bereft of choices there. Certainly a little bit of fatigue starting to wear late in this first half on what is a hot afternoon at Perry Park. There is that throw again from Rashart to Gorry. Brisbane will wind up again through Rankin. Lovely touch from Connors. Nice early ball into the box, and it's a great delivery. There's a prime chance for Brisbane there. A delightful delivery once more from Connors into the box, and wouldn't that have been a finish? The shape on this ball was just perfect, and Katrina Gorry, she's got up really well to the header, couldn't quite redirect it goalward. It's a really tricky one to defend against for Melbourne. But that is a golden opportunity for Brisbane Roar late in this first half. Connors will look to go again, but she's got Chidiak for company. A little shove in the back. Chidiak's felt the contact there. Morrison finds Jackson in the middle of the park. Jackson does well just to turn out of danger. And pass from Kellen Knight a little short. Melbourne Victory just trying to play out of pressure. And invited a little too much in the way of Brisbane shirts, and that pass from Kellen Knight just left Amy Jackson in a difficult situation, and we've conceded the free kick in what is a dangerous position when you've got either Holly Palmer or Katrina Gorry standing on top of the ball, and it has been Palmer a lot this season who's stepped up for these moments. It's looking like it will be Palmer to deliver. Lofts a ball into the 6-yard box. It's cleared well from Melbourne. Dumont is up. Not too troubled by that challenge there. And with that play, Rachel Mitchinson has called half-time on this opening half. And what has been a fairly cagey opening 45 minutes. And with Melbourne getting things underway with the Alex Chidiak penalty, followed closely by Shay Connors in a delightful finish. And halftime here we are Brisbane Roar 1, Melbourne Victory 1. And with a quick look to the match stats at halftime, does look to be Brisbane Roar just edging in the way of chances and what they're creating, but there's not too much separating these two sides. I'm going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with all the second half action just on the other side.
Oh, sorry, that's the half-time score. When they do the big score at the beginning of the show. Oh, there it is there. Okay, so try and frame something that's interesting on the side.
Like the goal?
Correct. Better? It's better, but get to it. Just get ahead of it even more. Unnoticed. Yeah. No, Mike. Seven, Swain, from here? Yeah. Are you on manual or auto? Manual. Okay, you need to probably open up a little bit more. It's a little bit, it's about half a stop underexposed, I think. Is it going all right? Yeah. Yeah. It's better to be a little bit overexposed than a little bit underexposed. You're kidding, aren't you? Right from over the side, there's no one here. How are you that's so true. Just relaxing. Yeah, it's a sport now, yeah.
Welcome back to the second half between Brisbane Roar and Melbourne Victory at Perry Park in Brisbane, in what has been a hotly contested first half with some crunching challenges. But it's all square at the break, courtesy of an Alex Chidiak penalty in her 6th goal of the season, followed closely by a clever Shea Connors top stance finish. But it has been a fiery opening encounter. Lots of physical challenges across the park from both sides. And a hot afternoon at Perry Park. This was the Alex Chidiak penalty. And neatly slotted home. Professional finish. Unsurprising to see Chidiak step up for those moments. And this was the Shea Connors finish. The turn on a dime. Wrapping a boot around what was a magnificent finish by the striker, who has looked enterprising this afternoon for Brisbane. Should Brisbane be able to turn this result into a win, it will close the gap. Currently sitting in 5th position, but with a game in hand, all 3 points would mean just 3 points between them and Victory, whereas a result for Victory would further consolidate their position in the top 4. So a result very important either which way this afternoon. Both teams keen to get the full 3 points. And it is Melbourne Victory with the kickoff in this second half, getting things underway and sending Catherine Zimmerman down early. Alex Chidiak taken down in that challenge and looks a little sore coming up. Just holding her right-hand side, coming together of bodies between her and Talitha Kramer. No changes yet here at Perry Park, but no doubt we'll see some fresh legs soon on what is a warm afternoon. But a good opportunity early in this second half for Melbourne Victory to send a few numbers into the box. And Beattie Goad is standing behind this one. Goad whips on her left foot, trying to find the far post. Handcuff has gone up well, all 6'3" of her. But a Brisbane Roar player remains down just by the goal. And it is Kaiser Lind who went up for that challenge. Just felt the full brunt, I imagine, after what was a good ball knocked in by Beattie Goad. And Lind had to do well to stop the oncoming run of Claudia Bunge and ended up sandwiched between her and Handcuff. Just looks a little worse for wear after that one, but she's shaking referee Rachel Mitchinson away, saying she should be fine. Kaiser Lind, one of 2 Brisbane players to play all available minutes for the club. Just her and Larissa Crummer haven't missed a minute of this year's campaign. She's able to shake that one off and keep moving for the Roar. But it's Victory here, who'll look to load up again. Tatham launches the ball in to the dangerous area, and Brisbane just clearing to relieve the pressure at this point. All the way back to Dumont, who connects with Tatham. Goad. And Jackson, who helps it on for Chidiak. Goad will follow up her own handiwork and look to deliver in on her left foot. It's Rashart who again does well. The battle between these two this afternoon, never ending. Tatham looks a little sore after that challenge from Rashart. Was able to get back to her feet, albeit somewhat unconvincingly. Nothing too much in the challenge, just a little coming together of bodies as Chidiak looks to run away with this one. Tries in on her left foot, but nothing too much to come of that for Chidiak. But it has been a busy afternoon for Jessie Rashard up against Beattie Goad, and that battle between the two of them somewhat nullifying each other. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a change of personnel pretty soon for either side. Rashard forced to keep that one in. Does well to find Palmer, and it's Morrison who's first to the ball. Bunge knocks forward for victory, and that's a tough head challenge there. Tiff Eliadis has just backed in to an oncoming Rankin. Again, both have eyes for the ball, but the sound that came off that one was not pretty. Rankin able to get back to her feet pretty comfortably, but Eliadis was just coming into the back as Rankin looked to push forward, and yeah, those ones hurt. Rankin, of course, the one Matilda's cap she has to her name, and really establishing herself in the centre half position for Brisbane Roar. Still just 19 years old, here's Jamila Rankin, so a bright future and plenty of it ahead of her. Rankin knocks that one out for safety. Good physicality in the midfield. Tatham, close company from Riley. And again, handcuff will just clear for distance. But Brisbane looking to break here. Connors looking lively. Shapes up against Bunge, and it's Gorry. Bit of time and space. Riley looks to shape up. Can't quite get the connection behind that strike. And things were starting to open up nicely for Brisbane. It's a nice turn out by Katrina Gorry, the Matilda, and Riley went with a first time strike, which, look, I don't mind at all. She's just not hit that as sweetly as she might have liked. Riley helps it on for Gorry. Gorry can find Connors. Connors really lively this afternoon. Looks for the early ball into the box, but Morrison is there again, sure as anything. And it's a solid clearing header. There's a good midfield tussle ensues, but Brisbane Roar will get the resulting free kick from that one. And again, it will be Holly Palmer who stands behind this set-piece delivery. Has become a real mainstay behind some of these free kicks, has Holly Palmer. Assesses her options. Lots of good numbers in the box for Brisbane. The ball's a little short. Well cleared by Kellen Knight. And the pressure from Chidiak is good. There's a slight shirt pull there, but referee plays advantage. Chidiak looks to slip it through to Zimmerman, but the ball's a little narrow. And Riley's done well. And Chidiak's able to play from that little shirt pull. Zimmerman finds the feet of Chidiak and connects with Kellen Knight. Oh, what a chance. Zimmerman, that one came out of almost nowhere. She's finding herself in some really good position. Zimmerman on the top of the box. But some tidy little combination play between Melbourne Victory. This one came back to Zimmerman almost as soon as she got it. Just fell fortuitously to her off a little Rankin deflection. That would have been some strike from Zimmerman, just on her second game, returning after that leg break. So we look to our first substitution of the afternoon, and it will be a Brisbane Roar one. Indy Page Riley making way for Sian Fryer this afternoon in warm conditions, understandably. Some fresh legs, some energy needing to be injected into the side. And Sian Fryer, the 18-year-old, just 1 goal and 1 assist for the season, so not a bad return. But Brisbane Roar are making a break here. Jessie Rashart striding forward. It's a beautiful run by Rashart. Can she whip her foot around it? She cuts it back. Tatham is on the spot to clear. But Brisbane Roar are looking threatening, and Gorry just labours that touch a little too long, and Gode's able to clear the pressure. Zimmerman breaks free from Norrie. Kellen Knight can find Nash. Jackson is there to tidy up. Eyes light up and looks to unleash one, but just to the hands of Handcuff. But have a look at this chance from the other end. The run from Rashart was excellent. Looked for a moment as though she was going to unleash first time, but the unselfish cutback was met by Victory players. Well, there's been a couple of chances in as many minutes between these two sides, and both teams just allowing each other to get a slight look on goal. Bit of a wasteful back pass there from Jackson, but Chidiak will tidy up. Betty Gode, eyes up, tries to find Eliadis. Lynn close for attention. Lynn manages to get her boot through it. But Victory asking a few questions of Brisbane Roar's defence, and certainly throwing a lot of numbers forward. Again, Brisbane not looking for the short ball, very comfortable just to kick for distance, try and get the ball into their attacking half. When Katrina Gorry picks up the ball in the midfield like that, you can understand why. A long driving cross from Rashart. On the other hand, Melbourne Victory would like to play short. Morrison connects with Tatham. The pass from Gode is just a little short, but Victory will get another chance as that's cleared out by the Brisbane Roar. Long clearing ball from Brisbane, and Jess Nash, one of 3 Melbourne Victory players to be called up into the under-20 Young Matildas camp this coming week. Jess Nash, Ava Breedis and Alana Murphy, talented trio. Neat touch from Kellen Knight. Looks up and just assesses her options. She has Zimmerman far, but opts for the short pass to Betty Gode. Betty Gode, drop of the shoulder, but good coverage by Holly Palmer there. Tatham crosses in, nice ball into the middle as well. Victory, can they line up for one? Zimmerman manages to wrap a boot around it, and it's taken a deflection and sees itself out for what will be a Melbourne Victory corner. We know they are dangerous from corners and set pieces. Fell quite kindly to Zimmerman and tried to swivel and wrap a boot around it to get the shot away. But it will be none other than Alex Chidiak, who is wandering over to set up for this corner. Two hands up from Alex Chidiak on the left foot. Looks to deliver, cleared well by Rankin, but Chidiak may get another chance here. She finds Goad short. Kellen Knight looks for a victory shirt, but Talitha Kramer stands well in the way. And has done well there, Kramer, to see that out off Zimmerman for a Brisbane Roar throw. Lovely switch by Palmer, and Rashard can drive into space. Looks ahead. Plenty of Brisbane shirts to choose from. Looks to find Connors, but it's asking a lot. And the assistant referee has indicated that Connors has drifted into an offside position. Perhaps not the best choice on pass by Rashard there, but is finding herself in really good spaces, driving forward, and it's opening up a little bit for Brisbane, but Shay Connors there had just found herself offside, and Melbourne Victory's defensive line have done well. And all signs indicate that there will be another change coming in just moments, but this time for Melbourne Victory. We see Melina Ayres off to the side, being prepared, as both sides take for another drinks break this afternoon in the first of this second half. And there have been 2 drinks breaks in the first half, means there will be 2 in the second half as well. Here's another look at that Chidiak penalty from the first half that got scoring underway here this afternoon. And look, she's just been involved in everything, as she so often is, able to drive forward, and a really enterprising run that one was in particular. And should this indeed be her last game for Melbourne Victory, no doubt she'll be terribly missed amongst the playing group. Not only for what she does on the field and her return in the way of goals and how she provides her teammates, but also just her character around the group and, of course, the experience she brings. And as both teams return to the field after the first of what will be 2 drinks breaks in this second half, it'll be Casey Dumont who gets things underway for Melbourne. Kellen Knight looks to grapple with Katrina Gorry. Holly Palmer drives it out to Connors. Is looking to try and wrap her foot around another one this afternoon, this time on her left foot. Doesn't quite have the same whip. And a little hand of apology from Connors, the American. Plays her football with Lions FC. She's really dangerous when she cuts in, looks to get a shot away, and we did see she's got that in her locker from the first half. Brisbane look to take a quick throw. Zimmerman, there has been a change at that drinks break. It was confirmation of that. Melina Ayres returning to Melbourne Victory for Amy Jackson. And after what was a difficult hamstring injury, it's a really wonderful moment to see Melina Ayres return to this Melbourne Victory side. 5 goals for the season has Melina Ayres. Now just sits one behind Alex Chidiak, her teammate. But she started the season in such spectacular form, and no doubt will be looking to get back to those ways. But here is Brisbane Roar on the attack. Nice ball driven into the box. Early touch by Cromer. Brisbane Roar with a really good chance, and they'll look to load up again. It's Kramer driving in. Good speed and intensity here from Brisbane. And this early ball was delightful. Cromer found herself in a great position at that near post and couldn't quite get the contact she would have liked to direct that one past Casey Dumont. But what a great chance for Brisbane, and to give them a bit of momentum too, it will be Holly Palmer who stands over the corner. Ball deep into the box. Kramer looks to get up, can't quite redirect her header over the top of that ball and towards the frame of the goal. But a lofty delivery from Palmer. There's a lot of time to look at that one. Melbourne Victory goes short and they go quickly. Betty Goad has worked hard to try and keep that one in, but it's just found itself over the sideline. As we have another look at this corner, Talitha Kramer relatively unmarked on that corner. She'll be disappointed not to make more of that one, but it was quite a lofty delivery. Kellen Knight looking to create something here with Betty Goad. Betty Goad and Alex Chidiak now switches out to Nash, who will wind one up. Some good moments for victory there. It opened up kindly for Chidiak and to Nash, who found herself driving forward. The youngster gets herself into some really positive positions. She's played a lot of minutes, young Jess Nash, just 18 years old. Morrison sends that one long, looking for Zimmerman, but Kramer has once again done well. Nash will go short to Chidiak. Tatham. Looping ball over the top and almost got lost in amongst a crowd of a couple. Instructions from Handcuff. Marshalling her players long. There is that long clearing ball from the goalkeeper. Tatham's left that one a little bit short for Goad. Good early ball over the top from Gorry. It'll be Fryer who nods that on. Closes down space towards Dumont. But into the relieved hands of Casey Dumont. But a glimpse of what the young Sian Fryer is capable of. Has good pace. And yet again, that came from a Jessie Rashart throw to a Katrina Gorry feet, which we've seen time and time again this afternoon. Tatham will nip in to collect this for victory, and Goad has a bit of space in front of her. Just looking up, considering options on the left foot, and it's a good challenge from Rashard to close that down. Did come away looking a little bit sore from that, but good early throw into Tatham, who will whip that in, looking at the far post. And there will be another substitution for the afternoon. Young Zara Kruger will be coming in to replace Holly Palmer. Holly Palmer, a great afternoon, and of course Zara Kruger, technically good player. Hasn't played all that many minutes this year with Brisbane, just 2 starts across her 6 appearances, but a really tidy player she is. Another of those called up to the under-20s Young Matilda squad for the camp in the coming week. Plays her football also for Lions FC up in Brisbane. Another bright youngster with a good future in the game ahead of her, no doubt. Brisbane Roar looking to counter quickly here. Numbers streaming forward. Can Katrina Gorry find Shay Connors? And she can. Connors knocks it into space and looks for the early ball in again. Lovely shape on those deliveries from Connors today. But Beattie Goad's able to collect. There is Kruger coming in sprightly. But a bit of a wasteful ball. We'll just slowly see its way out. Neat turn by Zimmerman there, and she will get the free kick. She was asking the question of it. She was clipped, but it was a tidy move. Hasn't she been productive this afternoon? Catherine Zimmerman in her return after that leg break. Just a little tug there from Talitha Kramer. She was away, and she will get that free kick in the end. Beattie Goad again to whip this one in for victory. It's Morrison at the far post. Tries to hook it back, but it's got a little too much height on it. And a little clip of the heels. Nothing intended in that one from Kellen Knight. Katrina Gorry frustrated with the challenge. There's nothing intended from Kellen Knight. Just the trailing leg of Katrina Gorry, and look, I'm sure they'll chat about that one in Matilda's camp next week. But here is Jessie Rashard again driving into the final third for Brisbane, and Casey Dumont has done well to get down and collect there. Clean hands by Casey Dumont. End-to-end stuff at the moment as victory look to turn things back around. Go, checks off to receive. Eliadis looks to have dropped a little deeper following Melina Ayres' entry into the game. And Tatham tries to find that just around the corner to Zimmerman, but not quite on the same page, and perhaps asking a little bit too much of Zimmerman. But victory deep in their attacking third will be looking to create something here with almost 15 minutes of play remaining plus stoppage time. Zimmerman just on the edge of the 18-yard box, and look, a little too much contact coming through the back of Zimmerman there, and this is a really dangerous position for Melbourne Victory to set up. just the attention of Jessie Rashart, that arm just leading into the back of Zimmerman. And a number of good set-piece takers in this team. Tiff Eliadis, Elise Kellen-Knight standing behind the ball. And it will be Eliadis who looks to hit it. Handcuff, the double punch away. Eliadis had gone for glory. Struck it well too. And Victory still with possession. Well, Eliadis with her 1 goal of the season this year, coming off the bench last weekend with an easy tap in. And Handcuff may have had a bit of time to take a look at that one and catch it, but went for safety. A solid punch away. It's well managed there by Gorry, who's able to play it through the lines for Crummer. He's worked tirelessly this afternoon. And Fryer will look up, a little drop of the shoulder. Can Brisbane find another goal? It falls kindly to Melbourne, and they'll look to slow things down, take the tempo off until Betty Goad, a little drop of the shoulder, really neat work. It's just needing to find some more Melbourne Victory shirts to connect with. Kellen-Knight, lovely ball through the lines. Handcuff, a little slower for line, but Betty Goad wasn't too far off. That was a better ball from Elise Kellen-Knight, breaking easily through the lines of Brisbane Roar's defence, but didn't quite have the distance she needed behind that ball. Looking a little uncertain at the back, Brisbane Roar. We haven't seen them play it around their defensive half all that much in this game. And that's a good ball through to Gorry. Katrina Gorry at pace. The early ball across the 6-yard box, and Fryer can't manage to keep that in. The idea was there. And it will be the second drinks break of the afternoon in this second half. An opportunity for both sides once more to have a quick breather. A moment to reset and re-engage as Jeff Hopkins just tries to sneak onto the field of play. It has been an enterprising game for Shay Connors. This delightful finish in the first half, and it's certainly one for the highlights reel. But the 26-year-old, she's had an impressive performance this afternoon. Unsurprisingly, leading Brisbane Roar in the number of duels she gets into. Really combative, good physical player. But this afternoon, I've got to say, she's looked best in front of goal. A few instructions from Gareth McPherson to his side. About 12 minutes of regulation time remaining. Looks to be some more changes lining up for Melbourne victory, and it will be youngster Ava Breedis coming on for Kath Zimmerman, who's had a fantastic performance this afternoon, and the youngster in Ava Breedis will be looking to make a difference in this final 10 or so minutes. The 16-year-old, again another of those called up into the Young Matildas squad for the camp in the coming weekend. It's also Nat Tatham who has made way But for Alana Murphy, it's also made her way onto the field. So some good, young, fresh legs looking to see out the final passage of this game. Both Alana Murphy and Ava Breedis caught up into that Young Matildas squad in the coming week. Frustration from Jess Nash. Asking a couple of questions, but it is Melbourne Victory's free kick. Taken early by Kellen Knight. Looks for Murphy. Great shooting range as she swings that one in, and handcuff and all 6'3" of the goalkeeper can comfortably claim. But Alana Murphy, she's got great shooting range, confident young player. Although I'm not sure that was intended to be a shot. She certainly has that in her locker. We've seen that from Alana Murphy. Neither side looking to take a backward step. With 1 point, not quite enough. Jeff Hopkins making the 3 changes so far. Chidiak into Eliadis. Switch out through Goad, and it's pointing forward, trying to direct traffic. The numbers aren't quite where Goad wanted them, so she's gone again, and this time through Ava Breedis and Alana Murphy. The substitutions. Murphy, what can she do here? Cuts back in on her right. Goad. Back to Murphy. Murphy looks to swing one in. Finds Chidiak in the middle. Melbourne Victory, what can they do? Jess Nash. Nothing too troubling is the answer. Hensley handcuff. Comfortably goes to ground. But it's not a bad build-up from Melbourne Victory, and Jess Nash, I'm sure, she'd want her time over to really try and get her boot through that one. Good early ball over the top for Connors, and she looks up early to try and get the shot away. And total shots really speaks to the contest this afternoon. It is so end-to-end. 14 for Brisbane, 13 for the Melbourne Victory. Breeder swarmed by Brisbane shirts, and Connors comes away with possession. It will be Brisbane who get the throw. Again, that throw to Katrina Gorry, who winds up, and it's a great save from Casey Dumont. Called into action yet again, Casey Dumont, but has all the answers. It's really well done by Katrina Gorry, just rolls off her defender in Alana Murphy and unleashes on a non-preferred foot. And how many times this afternoon Jessie Rashart has found Katrina Gorry on these throws. Resulting corner for Brisbane. They look to get a toe away. It's ricocheted off Chidiak, but they'll wind up again. Rankin with the shot that sailed over the crossbar, and Jessie Rashart has just taken to her haunches and looks to be rolling out that left ankle. You wonder if she came down heavily there in that challenge. It looked as though she'd, just gone over on the ankle, and those ones do really hurt. But good to see she's back to her feet and able to jog that one off. Morrison will send that one long. Lind has handcuff. Back to Lind. Here is Melbourne victory, but it's a great save from Handcuff. And it had to be as well. Melina Ayres asking the question. The pressure from victory was good. Alex Chidiak just bearing down. Melina Ayres can't quite wrap her boot around that, and it will be a Melbourne victory corner after what was a big save by Handcuff. Needed to be as well. Chidiak with the in-swinger into the middle of the pack. Handcuff has gotten up well. Cleared by Brisbane. Asking the referee if there was a foul in amongst that. And Brisbane will look to turn things around on the counter-attack. Oh, Alex Chidiak's in-swinging corner, and Handcuff had a bit of work to do. As we tick over into 5 minutes of regulation time remaining, there still is a bit of zest about this game yet. Feels like there still could be a match winner to come. A little wasteful from Eliadis driving that forward. And on this occasion, Brisbane Roar do go short. Rankin driving ball long, and it's Crummer who closes down really well. Morrison will send that one back over the halfway mark, and the work rate for Crummer to try and make something of that has to be commended. And Gareth McPherson still handing out plenty of instruction. Long throw from Brisbane, and they'll have the opportunity for another one. But Rashad has gone down. Has just taken a seat, seeking some medical attention. She has a quick word with the physios, and it will be another opportunity for players to get a quick drink of water, regroup. With just a couple of minutes of regulation time remaining, plus stoppage. The question is, will either of these sides look for a match winner, or will they take comfort in the 1 point for the afternoon? Jeff Hopkins, having used 3 of his bench so far, still has Miranda Templeman, backup goalkeeper, and Paige Zoyce, and Brisbane Roar haven't quite dipped into their full bench contingent. But so we have another look at the goals here, and this was the penalty in the first half. Alex Chidiak really coolly slots that one away, sending Handcuff the wrong way. And of course, you can watch this one on replay for Dave Shea. Connors turns on a dime and somehow wraps her boot around that one beautifully. And the turn is exquisite, and the finish is lovely. And the question is there another goal in this fixture yet? 3 points for Brisbane will narrow their chase to the top 4 and have them just 3 points behind Melbourne victory should they get the result today. Melbourne victory, on the other hand, 3 points for them would give a bit of comfort in the top 4. Victory do well to get themselves out of pressure, and it's Beattie Goad striding forward. Good numbers for Brisbane. Ava Breedis, the youngster, she's just come on. Sizes up opposition, looks to see if she can get across into the box. She's got close attention to Brisbane Roar defenders, looking to send her backwards. Breedis finds Kellen Knight, returns to Breedis. Brutus looks to whip it in. It's a bit short. Norrie's able to clear comfortably, but only as far as Morrison. Victory will have another opportunity to wind up. But Fryer's done well against Jess Nash. Fourth official, Joey Lee, indicating there will be 7 minutes of stoppage time played. Melbourne Victory with the ball in their own defensive half. We'll look to build up, as they have done all game. Connecting at the back from Morrison. Finds Melina Ayres under pressure, and it's given away through Eliadis. Brisbane Raw, what can they do? Bit of a wayward hit pass there from Shay Connors. And Casey Dumont, happy to slow things down, invite the pressure from Larissa Crummer. And it will be Bunge who looks to get things underway for Victory. Can either side make one last grab at a match winner here this afternoon? There'll be another change for Brisbane as Tamar Levin comes on as Jessie Rashart makes way after what was a busy afternoon for Rashart. A lot of work up and down the flank against Speedy Goad, and Tamar Levin will step in, the 18-year-old, to see out the match with just a few minutes remaining, but an important few minutes at that. Jess Nash and referee Rachel Mitchinson just splitting hairs over that throw-in. Fryer's done well. Chased down by Crummer. Still with such energy after 90 minutes, and Eliadis not too pleased about that one. Gorry just backing into the contact. Just the first little tug around the shirt will do it there, though, for Eliadis. And Katrina Gorry standing over this set piece. It's a good opportunity for Brisbane. Gorry to deliver. Defended well by Victory, but Norrie will line up again. And it will be Alex Chidiak, who looks to drive forward with the ball at her feet. She brushes off one challenge, finds Ayres. That pass is a little bit behind Alana Murphy. Great defensive effort by Sean Fryer. She's done a lot of work to travel back for that one, and Ava Breedis pulls her down deep in Brisbane's defensive half. You see the tussle and the pull down there by Breedis. It's an easy one. As we tick over through 3.5 minutes of 7 minutes of stoppage time. There's still plenty about this game yet. Brisbane look forward. Goad cleans up, but Crummer will not stop running. Goad finds the feet of Breedis. She's done well to come out with that ball there. She's got attention of 3 Brisbane shirts. The run from Chidiak asks for the foul. Nothing there. Victory still with the ball. Second time of asking. Brisbane will look to drive forward on this occasion. Katrina Gorry looks up for an orange shirt, but it's just Crummer, a bit isolated there. And coolly dealt with by Kayla Morrison. Beatty Goad looking for options. needing some support on this throw. Breedis, cool as you like on that turn. Just brought down there by Connors, and Victory will have the opportunity to reload through Eliadis. Murphy. Kellen Knight back to Chidiak. Stretches out wide to Breedis. The youngster, Ava Breedis, considers her options, perhaps a little bit too long. A bit of a grapple in the middle of the park will be a Brisbane Roar free kick. Again, nothing separating these sides. With the physical afternoon it has been, 90 seconds of play remaining in stoppage time. Handcuff, sends it long. And Jess Nash will comfortably see that one out. Still plenty of energy about this as we tick over into the final minute of stoppage time. Bunge sends it back toward halfway, but Brisbane Roar look to interject. A long lofted ball, beautiful driving pass over the top. Brisbane will look one final drive. Katrina Gorry, what can she do? Lofts the ball in across the 6-yard box, but didn't quite have the shape or trajectory it may have needed as this game slowly ticks away. And Brisbane looked to go long on one last occasion, but as referee Rachel Mitchell calls time on this one at Perry Park, the points can't be separated. So it's Melbourne Victory who hold their position in 4th spot on the table, and Brisbane closely behind them in 5th as they share the spoils this afternoon. And after an entertaining encounter, we finish up here at Perry Park. Brisbane Roar 1, Melbourne Victory 1. And not too much separating the two sides for the afternoon. Shots on target, really nothing between it, but in a cagey affair, the points are shared for the afternoon as it finishes here at Perry Park. And on behalf of all the crew here and myself, Grace Gill, thanks for joining us this afternoon on 10 Play and Paramount Plus, your home of Liberty A-League football.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking nice, we don't need to tell them twice.
Here comes the future.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking real nice, we don't need to tell them twice.
Here comes the future.